Hey everybody, it's Jean, and I'm here today on a little field trip. I'm at the Tampa Bay Hotel Museum that was built in 1891 by Henry B. Plant, who is the one that actually put Tampa on the map because he built the railroad that brought people down this far to Tampa. So anyway, it's a gorgeous day today. It's just beautiful, and I was really enjoying sitting out here on this fabulous porch. It's breezy and sunny, and the temperatures are cool, and well, the temperatures are warm actually. And so it was nice to kind of cool off by sitting out here on the porch after being out in the sunshine. So yeah, it's just a fabulous porch. When I went in, the first room that I saw was the bathroom. It was right next to the room where they give like a little video presentation. So I just started filming there. But isn't it awesome? Now we're in the grand hallway, and this area, and actually the whole museum, is lit by electric lights, and they're the same luminosity, I guess you would say, as it was in 1891. So it gives you the feel of actually being there back in the day. And you would be kind of surprised because there was no electricity in Tampa in 1891. So Henry B. Plant built his own electric station to light the hotel. So that was pretty interesting to hear. But anyway, I just loved looking around. I just thought it was beautiful here. I loved looking at all the furniture here. Apparently, the family went to Europe and purchased 41 railroad cars of furniture. So it was really quite amazing to look at. Now, being February, the antique valentines were scattered throughout the museum. And for us, who are all paper lovers, that was really the perfect extra decoration for this visit. I was loving all of them, and you'll see more as we go through the video. They were just everywhere. I really enjoyed seeing the valentines. Now, you'll see these little numbers here and there, and they gave you a little handheld device that would tell you about that specific spot that you're looking at. For example, there they would tell you about the dishes and some of the special features of that particular spot. It was really handy, really very nice. Now, this room held all the pots from the gardens and porches that were around the building. So it was very interesting to see. The pots were so intricate and beautiful, and all of them were so large. It was an amazing room. I could have stayed there for an hour just looking at all the different designs and so forth. What do you think? Probably one of my favorite rooms was this room full of pottery. Now, this room had a special display of the souvenirs the family brought from different areas of Europe when they traveled. So that was pretty interesting. I like seeing what people choose. I'm kind of a souvenir person. I like souvenirs, although now my souvenirs are mostly paper souvenirs. This was probably my favorite vase with all the animals on it. It's just an amazing, amazing piece of pottery. I think I really enjoyed looking at that room. The hotel also boasted a casino at the time, back in the 1800s, and so there was a lot of memorabilia about that. Now, I did love all the fireplaces. I hope you're noticing each fireplace. There's so many in every room. Of course, that was your main source of heat, I would imagine. This was an interesting room. It had the mannequins in the period clothing, the headless mannequins, and a beautiful stairway. Beautiful stairway. It was kind of an interior hallway there off of the main grand hallway. Now, this room, because of it, where it was located and the large windows, was much brighter in here. The sunlight came in and we did have much more light, a better light source, so you could see really well. Again, more Valentines. I loved how they were kept underneath the glass top here in the library. And ooh, notice the antique camera. Of course, I had to take a look at the titles of the books. I always love to see what kind of books are kept. I wonder if they were purchased or if they were actually part of the family collection. Just such a beautiful room. Such a beautiful room. Let's focus in, see the lace and Victorian Valentines. Wasn't that a beautiful lamp as well? This was one of the bedrooms, and it is just massive. It was in the tower room, and it had a beautiful high ceiling. The headboard was fabulous. And of course, all the furniture is the original furniture from the hotel. All the accent pieces are original. In this closet, it has period clothing and period hats. And even the umbrella stand had period umbrellas in it. It was a wonderful walkthrough because the floors were creaky and the background music was delicious to listen to. And then, of course, there was the murmur of all the visitors that came through. So it was just a wonderful experience. Look at the harp in the background. Did you notice that? I love sharing this with you. This is what they call a keyhole door, and it has a keyhole vent on top. It looks like a keyhole, and they were open. That was the opening all along the grand stair, or the grand hallway. You can see a lot of the paintings. Oh, that was a painting I see right there of the hotel from the outside. And of course, this was a beautiful sculpture. I really, really liked that. Down that way, you would walk into the admissions part of the museum because this is located on the campus of the University of Tampa. So there were quite a few people visiting the museum. Now, this is the Gasparilla room, and I'll show you a little bit more of this later. But Gasparilla is a big event in Tampa every winter. So there was a lot to see in this room, and it was really quite interesting. The room here was across from the Gasparilla room, and it was the billiards hall, and all the windows look out onto the front porches, and it was a place for kind of like almost a lobby area. And in between, in the hallway, was more furniture with cabinets and shelves, and they were filled with valentines. I'm really sorry for that glare. I didn't want to delete this part of the video, but that glare was quite annoying. So we're just going to ignore it, aren't we? Aren't they just amazing? I love this little girl with her arms out. She's so pretty. There were a lot of portraits, oil portraits in beautiful gilded frames everywhere. There were lots of famous people who stayed at this hotel. Some of the people I can remember, I think Sarah Bernhardt, Babe Ruth came there, and Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders came, and they all stayed here before they went off to the Spanish-American War. Isn't that just amazing? Now, I really loved, again, all these Valentines. I can see I really have quite a few minutes spent looking at them here. But I'm saving this for myself as well as for you guys. At the very bottom of this cabinet is my favorite Valentine, and it's the little fan here. Isn't that beautiful? I'd love to have that. So we're back in the Gasparilla room, and here they have souvenirs and a lot of interesting paper pieces. Do you see the pieces of 8 there? Photographs of past celebrations. Every winter, at the end of January, it's Gasparilla time, and there's all kinds of parades. I think the one main parade is the 3rd largest parade in America. And this happens every year for the past 113 years, I think, or 100 and... well, let's see, the 100th year was in 2013, so 106 years, 107 years. But these are some close-ups of some of the past celebrations. And they do crown a king and queen of the festival every year. And so here's the crown and scepter that was used at one time. It's, of course, different now. And some of the different people who were crowned. There's just all kinds of information here about the kings and queens and the different events. Now, this is a fountain that was built by Henry Plant's wife, or she had it built after his death. And it's kind of a tribute to transportation because he was so involved in transportation. On your next visit to Tampa, be sure and make this a destination point. It was wonderful.